welcome to Reed's Reads, Spider-Man Crawl Space Edition. I am your host, Ryan Reed. Please check us out at the SpidermanCrawlspace.com. Well, everybody, I'm here to wrap up Absolute Carnage, talk about the new Spider-Man 2099 and 2099 miniseries, and of course, jump right back into, of course, the amazing Mary Jane. So let's get right into Absolute Carnage, shall we? So let's go right with the pros here. So first of all, this is a kind of a nice conclusion. We really see all the stories coming together with everything with Carnage and the battle with Eddie Brock and Venom and seeing all the heroes pieced together. I really do like this. There is a lot. The flashback really helped great with actually showing who Clueless Cassidy was before Carnage, and of course how messed up it was and what actually led to him and Brock talking in the same cells. It's kind of an interesting storyline parallel, especially when you get to modern day, when you see Venom and Carnage battling. And I really do like the twist to things, that Carnage really was planning no matter what was going to happen, Null was going to wake up. Venom could kill him and save his son, or he could let his son die and then have Carnage win, and of course Null would come the way. And of course what happens, Eddie Brock chooses his son over the rest of the world, and Null wakes up. It's a pretty interesting and very lose-lose situation for Eddie Brock. And the interesting revelations with Dylan is something also, with the fact that he was able to destroy some of the extra symbionts, especially the one that was all over Norman Osborn, and the way the story went there. And it worked pretty well with setting up for the next year with Null coming in and what Venom's going to do, especially with the revelation that now Dylan knows Eddie Brock is his father. However, that leads to the cons. The battle, while pretty gruesome and very, in typical what was leading up with Donny Cates and the artwork by Ryan Stegman, it feels rushed. It feels like the battle was not long enough, and all of a sudden Null is awakened no matter what, and he's on his way to Earth, and as they say, God help them all. It feels kind of rushed ending, even though with the double-sized issues with issue 1 and the other tie-ins, it does feel like it was a little rushed. So it kind of brings the grade down, but it actually had a beginning, middle, and end, and it will be interesting to see what happens with the symbionts now that Clueless Cassidy is dead again, and Null is on his way to Earth. So I think it's leading to a nice little conclusion, and I think Cates and Stegman did a really nice job with the story, but I'll give it a B+. It's nice, but it has its issues. Get it? Issues? I know, it's bad. All jokes must go, guys. And now let's swing on into the future with 2099 and talk about the tie-in issues with 32 and 33. So let's talk into the pros. First of all, I do like that Nick Spencer really does a nice job of actually summarizing what has happened in the year 2099, which, let's face it, when it came out in 1992, felt like it was, almost 100 years, was 100 years away. Now it's 80 years away. Well, actually less than 80 years if you do your math right, because it's right now November as I'm filming this episode. But it's a nice recap of where the characters are, and that the Doctor Doom of 2099 is the one who's kind of trying to get to the bottom of what's going on in 2019, where he actually sells Miguel O'Hara to the past to try to figure it all out. But the problem is, it feels like the main miniseries, which is a con versus a pro, which is the fact that it kind of has a lot of setup, and then all of a sudden, boom, you're in Spider-Man and all the other tie-in miniseries, which I'm not getting. So henceforth, I feel like there's a little bit of pieces missing, and all of a sudden you have everything with Miguel O'Hara kind of brought back to his own time after he tells Peter that everything that's going on with Doctor Doom and him seizing off New York is going to lead to his future disappearing. And it feels kind of muddled a bit. The tie-ins are nice. The artwork by Gleason and Exala are really nice, but however, I feel like there's a little bit of a muddled mess here. But I do like the plans right now with what's going on with the Chameleon, how he's kind of fitting all this in with Doctor Doom and causing the war to happen and sealing off New York. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plugs into the rest of the series is coming up in the next few weeks. I'm pretty happy, though, that the book is got a conclusion by the end of December before Christmas. So I'm going to give it a B-. It's not a bad story. The artwork's great, and there's a lot of continuing threads, but I really feel like Spencer's got too much mixed in here, and I don't know how the rest of the series are supposed to work in. So I'll give it a B-. On that note, I'll turn the page and we'll head to the amazing Mary Jane #2 by Leo Williams and Montanez. And I'll start right with the pros. First of all, it continues nicely here with a setup between the relationship between Mysterio and Mary Jane and what Mysterio's trying to do, trying to get his movie filmed. And I really like the fact this brings out some great characterization about how Hollywood really works with the politics, the money, the pieces, and of course Mysterio's alter ego of Cage trying to make his movie. And it's really interesting because this does happen a lot in Hollywood. I was involved in TV pilots and other materials back way back in the day in Chicago of all places. You got to believe how quickly it can change, where people all of a sudden you're in and then you're out, just like with Hollywood movie stars. Politics plays in. One minute you got the money, one minute you don't have the money. Budgets play in, and I really like the fact that Mary Jane tells Mysterio he's really got to just get up and reinvent himself and just play nice if he wants his movie to get made. And it's a really nice part. But the cons is it does feel like it's a bit of a filler issue, even though it's a really nice character examination between Mary Jane and Mysterio, and I really do like how that side of Hollywood is shown and some of the character traits. And the cliffhanger with the Savage Six is really nice about how this is going to go into the story, but at the same time, it does kind of bring down the issue, but it's great with art, and Williams really puts the characterization of Mary Jane and Mysterio great, so I'll give it an A-. It's a lot of transition from issue 1 to now issue 3, but I think we're hoping for more to happen, and we really don't know what the full story is outside that Mysterio is trying to get his movie made, and the Vultures brought the Savage Six to kind of shut it down, but we don't know what the Vulture's real motivation is, so we'll see. So we got our, B-, we've got our B, and of course we've got our grade A-. So pretty nice little week here for the books here, guys. Very nicely done. So on that note, I think I'm going to get out of here. I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I will see you in December on the Crawl Space. Catch you later.